gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here for race number 2 of the Hometown Hero Series, live from the beautiful Volusia Speedway Park. We get ready to set these drivers loose. We get ready to go green flag racing in just a few short moments. As practice coming to a close, we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose here for another amazing day of racing action here from the beautiful Volusia Speedway Park. This is going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have some great racing action here all night long as these late models going to battle here. The late models this evening going to work, going to battle, going to duke it out here for a wild evening of racing action. Woo! Let's get it, baby. Let's go, chat. What's up, Blaine? What's up, Dylan? What's good, Mr. Murray? What's good, my boy, Mr. Murray, coming in, showing the love. How are you, Dylan? How are you, my boy? Michael Thompson coming in with that like on the stream. Dylan Murray with that like as well. Braden Carter, Logan Johnson, Mr. Fletchel coming in, showing the love here with the reactions. Tyler Burrow coming in with that like on the stream as well. Dylan Murray with that share. CSC Motorsports coming in with that share as well. My boy Mario Perez coming in, showing the love here. Mr. Perez, how you doing? How you doing? I said, I love you too, Mario. Coming in, showing the love here in this one. As Maddie says, thanks for the amazing work, buddy. Absolutely, Maddie. You know it, brother. You know it, my boy. Dylan Murray says, best in the biz. Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. That's what we like to hear, Dylan. That's what we like to hear, Mr. Murray. As we get ready to rock and roll here in this one, practice coming to a close, and that means heat race and number 1 going to get lined up here on the front straightaway. We'll get ready to set these drivers loose. Braden Carter coming in with the muscles here in this one. Logan Johnson says time to win. Let's go with the HRE Sim Sports team and Majula Say Speed Shop Race Cars. Let's go, baby. Stacy Benz is my favorite announcer ever. Stacy, my girl, coming in, showing the big love. My favorite up in the chat. Always coming in, showing the love. How are you, Stacy? Not my favorite. I can't have any favorites up in the chat, that's for certain. But we always love to see you guys, each and every one of you, jumping up and having some fun here and joining the action here for a wild evening of racing as we will get them ready to rock and roll here. Our first heat race getting lined up and ready to rock and roll. They're going to roll out onto the racetrack right now, and we will get ready to set them loose, as it does look like 9 drivers lined up and ready to go here for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole in the 51 machine, it was last week's winner. It's the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. To his outside in the 35 ride, looking to have another good run here in the TAC 3 VLR Team CFM Esports ride. That's Tyler Burrow. Starting in position number 3 in the 58T, that is Tanner Euling. And to his outside in the Hot Lap Heroes number 9 ride, that is Dane Lloyd. Daddy Dane there in 4th. Logan Johnson is Majula Safe Speed Shop Sweet Victory Apparel's number 92 ride there in 5th. Mario Perez in the 71 ride to his outside. Andy Sizemore, Brandon Marlowe, and Jeremiah Johnson rounding out our field here in heat race number 1. Sorry, I said last week's winner was the 51 ride of Jacob Lassiter. Lassiter had a good run, but it was the 37 ride of Brandon Marlowe who found victory lane in week number 1 as the Hot Lap Heroes 37 ride deep in the field back in that 9th position. Gonna have a lot of ground to make up here as he's looking to try to work himself towards the front of the field. Top 4 drivers will advance. Top 4 cars will punch their ticket into the show, as right now Jacob Lassiter out in front looking very strong in this 51 ride. Tyler Burrow staying right there in position number 2. Daddy Dane Lloyd looking to have himself a better run here this evening, as last week was definitely a bit of an abysmal event here for the number 9 ride and didn't make the A main feature event, but he's looking to try to punch his ticket here this week right out of heat race number 1. Mario Perez jumping up into that 4th and final transfer spot here as the 71 ride goes to battle here as a slide jump out of the 92 of Logan Johnson. Johnson with the big slider. Perez going to work back down to his inside. So Perez and Johnson duking it out here for that 4th and final spot on the racetrack. It was a good run there at a quarter number 2 as Logan Johnson going to stay in position number 4. Perez right there in that 5th position as they got the 58 ride of Tanner Euling on his back bumper now as the 58T trying to work himself back up into a transfer spot here as he's down 3 spots on the racetrack. Jeremiah Johnson in the Volusia Speed Shop number 17 ride up into position number 7. He's got the 27 and the 37 right there behind him as last week's winner. Brandon Marlowe going from the penthouse to the outhouse here in this one as that 37 right at the rear of the field. Last week's winner not having the run he would hope to have here in heat race number 1, as this may put him behind the 8 ball and put him into a must win or a must transfer through situation in our consolation races. As Jacob Lassiter continues to lead the way, he's going to click off another lap, that time by the start-finish line, as Lassiter continues to show him how to get it done here in this one. Tyler Burrow trying to hunt him down, trying to catch up to the back bumper of that Hot Lap Heroes number 51 machine. As Lassiter out in front, going to see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Jacob Lassiter as he looks to try to pick up heat race win number 1. Tyler Burrow, Dane Lloyd, and Logan Johnson trying to punch their tickets into the A main feature event as it's a close one down across the line. Tyler Burrow almost jumped up and took that one away, but it's Jacob Lassiter hanging on for heat race win number 1. Burrow, Lloyd, and Johnson, our top 4, all going to move on to the A main feature event. Everybody else back there behind them will be going to the consolation races. As we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for heat race number 2. Is heat race number 2 going to get loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys hit that God check and like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we get ready to go back to battle here from Volusia Speedway Park. Back on the sticks for the N8, says David Cannon. Back on the sticks, he says. Back on the sticks. Yes, Sirski. Mark Gorkot coming in, showing the love as well, says go hard, watching from New Zealand. Let's go, Mark, all the way from New Zealand. Love to see that, brother. Love to see that. New Zealand in the house, showing up, showing out, and cheering on these drivers here this evening. As Stacy Benton says, laugh aloud, I'm good, ready for some good racing. Yes, man, we are all ready for some good racing here in this one. As Anthony Jane says, good way to start the night. That was definitely a good way to start the evening. Some good, hard, clean racing out there on the racetrack. We can only hope that continues here for the rest of the evening. River Burke says, let's go Black Diamond Mafia boys. Cheering on the Black Diamond Mafia rides as we're going to get ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 2 is about to get underway. Starting on the pole in the Black Diamond Mafia number 9 ride, that is Dylan Lear. To his outside in the Hot Lap Hero 76, that is Ethan Bryant. See the 15 ride of Nicholas Ely and Jason Luther there in position number 4 in the 00 ride. Bobby Murray in the 1 ride trying to hold on as Landon Price down to his inside. As Landon Price trying to get a good run here in the Sandman Speed and number 27 ride, already looking to try to jump up inside the top 4. Then you see Dustin Sizemore back there in the 7th position in that 12 ride, and Devin Sizemore in the 19 bringing up the rear of the field. But it's all Dylan Lear here in this one as the Black Diamond Mafia Volusia Speed Shop number 9 ride out in front, continue to lead the way. The 15 ride of Nicholas Ely trying to jump up in front of the 00 of Jason Luther. They make a little bit of contact. Luckily enough, that Cha-Cha number 00 is able to hold on to it as they're almost 3 wide here for position number 2 on the racetrack. This is exactly what Dylan Lear wants to see. He wants to see these drivers continue to duke it out back there behind him for position number 2. Lear starting to open up a little bit of a lead here, over 0.5 of a second now between himself and our second place driver, which is now the 15 of Nicholas Ely. Is Ely in the enemy Sim Sports number 15 ride up into position number 2. The Gears Unlimited ride there in position number 2 on the racetrack. Jason Luther there in position number 3, and Ethan Bryant in the Hot Lap Heroes 76 ride rounding out our top 4. 4 drivers will punch their ticket once again to this A main feature event. Everybody else will be headed to the consolation races as Landon Price right now sees himself on the outside looking in here. Had a strong opening lap or 2 and then fell back here a little bit, trying to battle back and work himself into one of these transfer spots on the racetrack. Bobby Murray back there in position number 6 with Dustin Sizemore and Devin Sizemore bringing up the rear of the field as Devin trying to get wound up here on the extreme high side. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of speed up there right now as the inside lane and the middle lane still have a lot of tackiness in it. Still a lot of grip out there for these drivers to move around the racetrack. As we get a battle here at the front of the field, down across the line, we get a new race leader. It's Nicholas Ely going to jump up and take that top spot away. Is Ely to the point here. Dylan Lear trying to battle back strong as we see the caution flag fly. The caution flag will be displayed here for the first time on the evening, as it looks like Chase and Luther are having some issues in the 0-0 ride. Him and Ethan Bryant were battling back here for position at number 3 on the track. It looks like they're going to have some contact. We'll take a look at it, see what happens. As just slides up ever so slightly, and unfortunately he cowboyed up and got a piece of that 76 ride. Sends it in down low, looking to clear him. Unfortunately, just can't quite clear that 76. Going to slide up over his nose right there. That little bit of contact just going to hook that right rear quarter panel of the 0-0 ride, and he's going to go for a loop-de-loop here, get pointed in the wrong direction, and that will bring out our first caution flag as the Heat Wave 0-0 ride. You're going to see that first caution flag fly here on the evening. So a quick cleanup, quickly getting these drivers pointed back in the right direction, and we'll get back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. As my boy Cody Dwayne Heathcock coming in, showing the love, says, "What up, Peace? Been a while. What's good, Cody? How are you, brother?" Mr. Heathcock coming in, showing the love here in this one, coming in, smashing that thumbs up. River Burke with the like on the stream. Joe Benton coming in with that like as well. Anthony James, Jake Stefanski, Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson coming in with the heart reactions. David Cannon, Stacy Benton, Derek Stewart, Mario Perez all coming in with the reactions here, as well as we are back to green flag racing. Nicholas Ely out in front, sees the green flag fly. A good jump right there as the Volusia Speed Shop Black Diamond Mafia number 9 ride of Dylan Lear going to try to hang on here to that second spot as the white flag has been displayed one more time around. Lear going to work to the inside of the 76 ride as here comes Bobby Murray taking a look to the outside as well. Unfortunately, Dustin Sizemore going to go for a loop-de-loop, is down through 3 and out of 4. It's Nicholas Ely picking up Heat Race win number 2. Ethan Bryant there in second, Dylan Lear in that 3rd spot, and Landon Price in the 4th and final transfer spot. That means Murray, Luther, Sizemore, and Sizemore both headed to the consolation races. We'll get ready here for Heat Race number 3. Heat Race number 3 going to get loaded into the sim is my boy Skylar Mother Fluffin' Pruitt. Skylar Pruitt coming in, setting it off here with the 1,000-star dono. Are you kidding me, Skylar? Skylar coming in, setting it off. A 1,000-star dono coming in, showing the big love here in this one. I appreciate you, my boy Skylar Pruitt, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. 1,000 stars, absolutely insane. Good run, Pops, says Dylan Murray. A great run there for Bobby Murray as he almost got it done right there. River Burke says, "Come on, Dylan, get back up there." Hey, you know what? He punched his ticket. He's in the show. I think he's going to be happy with that one right there. Dallin Cunningham coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Skylar Pruitt with that like as well. Joe Benton says, "Come on, Nate Walker." Go time, says David Cannon, as we get ready to rock and roll here. Is starting on the pole in Heat Race number 3. It is the N8 ride. That is Nate Walker starting in that pole position in the Max Dig Mafia ride. His outside is the Black Diamond Mafia Volusia Speed Shop machine of Skylar Pruitt. The Black Diamond Mafia number 99 X ride, that is Tristan Sykes there in 3rd with Braden Carter in his CSC machine there in position number 4. Jaden Freiberger, Matt George, Nathan Brown, and Marion Sizemore bringing up the rear of the field. There's some contact, hard contact here. Nathan Brown collected, Jaden Freiberger collected. They're both going to take their rides down pit side as we do see the caution flag fly here in this one. Some heavy contact down that back straightaway as unfortunately here a few drivers tore up in this one. We'll take a look and see what happened. Is Jaden Freiberger just on the outside of the top 5 here, and just unfortunately, huge hit right there. Heavy damage for both those rides as they both take their cars off the racetrack here. Let's see if we can get another look at it here. See if we can get another angle. Let me see what we can find here. All right, as you're going to see this 24 ride, he's going to get a little contact right there with the 5, gets him up the racetrack here. He's away up the track. The 3 ride trying to roll underneath him. Unfortunately, watches up the racetrack right here. They make contact, and up into the outside wall goes the 3 machine. Heavy contact there for the 24 into the 2 ride as well. Getting some good damage there to the other Sizemore ride, and heavy damage for both Jaden Freeberger and Nathan Brown right there. Marion Sizemore getting some damage as well, as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and are ready to go back to Green Flag Racing as the N8 ride continuing to lead the way. The N8 out in front. Nate Walker looking to have himself a good run here, trying to work himself into the show as he's got a pair of Black Diamond Mafia rides right there behind him. Skylar Pruitt, Tristan Sykes there in second and third. Braden Carter there in position number 4 and looking for more here as he's currently in that 4th and final transfer spot. Has the always fast Volusia Speed Shop number 23 and Matt George, and Marion Sizemore right there behind him as Jaden Freiberger still down pit side. The 3 ride of Nathan Brown down there with him as well, as they're trying to get their cars repaired and trying to jump back out onto the racetrack and roll back out there. As there you go, the Premier Racing Setups number 24 ride going to roll back out onto the track and ready to rock and roll here once again. Matt Fletchell says, water truck broke down, gonna be a lap. Yeah, you gotta get that water truck out there. This place is looking, it's looking a little dusty, you know. It may make this a very interesting race if you got that water truck out there and really tack this racetrack up for the start of this feature event. Could make things very interesting for us. Roxanne Jones says, go Braden Carter. Mama Bear cheered on Skylar Pruitt out there on the racetrack. River Burke says, let's go Daddy Skylar. Skylar Pruitt looking to have a good run as well. Stacy cheering on the N8 ride as well as Nate Walker looking to have himself a good run here in this one, trying to pick up the checkered flag as he's going to see the green flag fly this time again out of corner number 4 as we are back to Green Flag Racing here from Volusia Speedway Park. Nate Walker back to the loud pedal. Skylar Pruitt right there in position number 2. A little contact between Braden Carter and Tristan Sykes as they duke it out for that 3rd spot on the racetrack. Looks like the 5 machine, the CSC machine, going to jump up into position number 3. Give him a little bit of breathing room here from that final transfer spot, as right now that 99 ride trying to hold on to that final position as the 96 of Skylar Pruitt going to work the inside lane. He's going to slide up in front of the 5 ride here as here comes Matt George working the inside. The 24 ride of Jaden Freeberger right there, as well as Freiberger trying to work himself back into the picture here for that transfer spot. Unfortunately, Tristan Sykes sliding outside of the top 4. Now on the outside looking in here is Matt George rolling the inside lane, going to slide up in front of him here in that 4th and final transfer spot. So Tristan Sykes, Drayden, and Freeberger are both going to have to try to go back to work, trying to go to the drawing board to find what they need here to work themselves into the show. Skylar Pruitt looks like he's finally going to get consumed here as the 5 ride of Braden Carter going to jump up into position number 2. So move Carter now up into that 2nd spot as Matt George goes to work underneath of the 96 ride of Skylar Pruitt, as Pruitt sliding backwards here. The 96 machine, the Volusia Speed Shop Black Diamond Mafia ride now into that 4th and final transfer spot. Has the 99X's teammate Tristan Sykes back there behind him trying to reel him in for that final transfer spot. The Premier Racing Setups rider Jaden Freeberger there on the outside looking in here as well, knows that he has to jump up and find a way around both these Black Diamond rides to work himself into the show, as he's going to have his work cut out for him. But Skylar seems to be struggling pretty hard right now in that 96 ride. A little farther back, see Nathan Brown in position number 7 and Marion Sizemore back there in position number 8 as the heat is on for that 4th and final transfer spot as Nate Walker out in front, starting to feel a little bit of pressure now from the number 5 machine of Braden Carter, as Carter working underneath of that N8 ride. Nate Walker looking to try to pick up heat race win number 3 on the evening as Tristan Sykes, Skylar Pruitt, Jaden Freeberger battling here for that final transfer spot. It's going to be a close one, but it looks like Skylar Pruitt in that 4th and final transfer position, but it's all Nate Walker as he picks up the checkered flag here in heat race number 3. Braden Carter right there in 2nd. Then we saw that 23 of Matt George and Skylar Pruitt rounding out the field there in heat race number 3, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Heat race number 4 gonna roll out onto the racetrack as we got a big full field of drivers here this evening, and we're not even close to being done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot of racing action left ahead of us here, as starting on the pole in heat race number 4, it is the 3 machine of Dylan Murray in the Papa Mike Promotions Volusia Speed Shop Black Diamond Mafia number 3 machine. To his outside, in the Mighty Duck number 168 ride, is supposed to be Bo Krebs, as Krebs is going to start there in position number 2. There you go. You see Krebs are rolling out onto the racetrack as Daryl Larson in the Hot Lap Heroes number 5 ride there in position number 3. Devin U. Daly going to be starting back there in position number 4 and looking for more as the 21 of Eddie Farnes there in that 5th position. The Grip Hackney Live, House of Speed, Papa Mike Promotions, Heartland Harley Davidson at number 22 of Nathan Smith going to be starting there in position number 6. And then we see Michael Thompson in the 71 ride starting there in the 7th position. And Chase Dunow in the great GRP Performance number 32 ride starting there in position number 7. So 8 more drivers, 4 more transfer spots as my boy Skylar Pruitt. Skylar coming in, setting it off again with another 1,000-star dono. Are you flipping kidding me? Skylar coming in, showing up and showing out again, says we're in the show. Yes, Sirski, you're in the show, brother. You're in the show as the green flag out and about here for heat race number 4. Quickly, the 168 ride of Bo Krebs out in front as he jumps up and takes that lead away from Dylan Murray. Murray trying to hang on to it now as here comes Devin U. Daly, Eddie Farnes, and the 22 of Nathan Smith trying to work themselves up into the show as it is an absolute dogfight here at the front of the field as Bo Krebs leads another lap. So Krebs out in front, Devin U. Daly there in position number 2. Nathan Smith now up into that 3rd spot as Eddie Farnes there in position number 4. Dylan Murray going from hero to zero here as he goes from in the show to outside looking in here in the opening couple laps in the 3 machine. Looking to try to battle back here, knowing that he needs to jump up on top of the wheel and try to get one of those 4 spots in front of him to punch himself into the 8 main feature event. Michael Thompson in the 71 ride right there in position number 6. He's on the outside looking in here, looking for a good run, trying to reel in that 3 machine of Dylan Murray as Daryl Larson, and a little bit of left front damage on that 5 ride as the Hot Lap Heroes machine back in the 7th spot. And Chase Dunow bringing up the rear of the field quite a ways back there from our race leaders. That's out in front. Bo Krebs trying to open up a little bit of a lead here as they battle almost 3 wide back there for position number 2 on the racetrack. Devin U. Daly trying to hang on to it. Eddie Farnes and Nathan Smith trying to jump up and take that 2nd spot away. Dylan Murray still trying to hunt them down and work himself back into a transfer spot here as that 3 ride trying to sling it into corner number 1 and 2, trying to jump back into position number 4 on the racetrack. River Burke says, let's go, Dylan Murray. Roxanne Jones says, good job, Braden Carter. Nate Walker, my boy Nate, coming in, showing the love as well, says, Braden Carter, good race, buddy. That was a great race there at the front of the field. There is some great racing action all evening long. These guys have been putting on a show for us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, just like Landon Curran did as Landon coming in and smashing that follow button, becoming a brand new member of the PeaceMaker family here today. Coming in smashing that follow button as Bo Krebs is going to see that white flag fly. He's got Eddie Farnes right there behind him, trying to hunt him down as Eddie taking a look down to his inside, getting a good run down at a corner number 2 as they're going to go door to door down into corner number 3 is side by side. It's a drag race back to the line, and it's Eddie Farnes on the last lap, the last set of corners, jumping up and stealing that win away from Bo Krebs. Krebs there in 2nd, Nathan Smith in 3rd, and Devin U. Daly in that 4th and final transfer spot. Is Dylan Murray, Michael Thompson, Daryl Larson, all going to be on the outside looking in there, going to be working themselves, trying to work themselves into the show here through these consolation races. We will get a look here. Looks like 2 consies here, 2 consies. Top 4 will transfer. Alrighty, so top 4 drivers will punch their tickets here into the A main feature event from our second consolation race here, as we will have a C main and a B main. Top 4 from each will advance into the show here, as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Starting on the pole here in our C main, it is the Apex 71 ride. That is Mario Perez. To his outside in the Black Diamond Mafia Volusia Speed Shop and number 99X, that is Tristan Sykes. Starting in position number 3 in the 58T, that is Tanner Euling, and to his outside in the Premier Racing Setups number 24, that is Jaden Freeberger. Starting in position number 5, that's Jeremiah Johnson, and to his outside in the 3 ride, that is Nathan Brown. Andy Sizemore and Marion Sizemore bringing up the rear of the field as we are quickly back to green flag racing. The 71 ride of Mario Perez on the loud pedal, looking to try to jump up and run away here with this consolation race. As Perez out in front, Tristan Sykes trying to work down to his inside, and here comes that 24 of Jaden Freeberger. As Freeberger right there holding on to that 3rd spot as the battle back there behind him for that 4th and final transfer spot, as Tanner Euling and Jeremiah Johnson duke it out back here for that 4th position. Our top 3 trying to run away as Tristan Sykes going to jump up and take this race lead away from Perez. So Perez now back to 2nd here, but quickly crossing over that 99X ride. Going to take a look down to his inside as they duke it out here for the top spot. That's leaving the rest of the field right there with them, and that's opening the door here for the 24 ride of Jaden Freeberger, trying to jump up and make a move here, trying to work himself 3 wide there. The battle for this race lead. As Tristan Sykes going to jump up and clear the 71 ride now of Mario Perez as Perez slides back to 2nd. The 99X of Tristan Sykes out in front, looking to continue to try to pull away and open up a lead here between himself and the rest of the field, as Perez trying to hold on to position number 2 now, as he's going to slide back to that 3rd position. The 24 ride, the Premier Racing Setups machine of Jaden Freeberger, going to jump up into position number 2. Perez there in 3rd as Jeremiah Johnson trying to jump up and take that 4th spot away from Tanner Euling. These two duking it out back here still for position number 4 on the racetrack, knowing that these are the final spots here to work themselves into the A main feature event, as only the top 4 will transfer through. Everybody else will be loading up their rides and joining the fans in the stands here and not being able to participate in our feature event. Tanner Euling, Nathan Brown, Andy Sizemore, and Marion Sizemore all on the outside looking in here. Jeremiah Johnson in that Volusia Speed Shop number 17 ride is currently in that 4th and final transfer spot. It's a little contact right there as Euling getting a big run. More contact. Around goes the 17. The caution flag is going to fly. More contact afterwards, as well as Nathan Brown going to get a piece there of Tanner Euling, as oh man, a tough break for a pair of drivers battling for that 4th and final transfer position. You see Euling getting a great big run here on the high side. He enters corner number 1 about 2, almost 3 car lengths behind the 17 ride, but then finds another gear right here, gets a big run, gets to his back bumper, a little bit of contact right there, which gets the 17 ride bent out of shape. He loses the front end, gets tight, washes up the racetrack here as the 58 pokes his nose to the outside. They just kind of run out of room. The 17 comes up over the nose of that 58 ride, hard up into the outside fence there. Some pretty good damage to both of those rides, as the 3 ride just escaping through underneath the 17 machine. So does the 27, but see the 3 ride right there getting a big piece underneath of that 58 ride of Tanner Euling, and then Euling getting a big piece of that 27 ride as well. So some pretty heavy damage there for a few more of our drivers deeper in the field, as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing, as Tristan Sykes out in front, continuing to lead the way here. Sykes in that Black Diamond Mafia Volusia Speed Shop machine out in front. Jaden Freeberger there in 2nd. Mario Perez in position number 3 with Andy Sizemore now up into position number 4 and looking for more. Marion Sizemore, Nathan Brown, Jeremiah Johnson, and Tanner Euling bringing up the rear of the field, as the pace truck going to make that hard left-hand turn back down pit side, and we are back to green flag racing here at Volusia Speedway Park. so quickly. The green flag back out into the air as the 99 ride with a great restart here. Trying to stay out in front, trying to keep these drivers at bay, and back there behind him as he'd love to pick up this C-Main win and put himself into the show, but he's got a pair of fast cats. Right there behind him is Jaden Freeberg and Mario Perez trying to find a way to jump up and get around him. A great crossover, a little contact though as they go 3 wide down into corner number 3. The slide jump out of the 24 as Jaden Freeberg is going to jump up into the top spot. As we get a new race leader, another slide jump there out of the 71. Mario Perez pulls the trigger on one himself as he's looking for this race lead as the battle's on. Back there for that 4th and final transfer spot as here comes Jeremiah Johnson trying to jump back into position number 4. The 27 are going to get some contact there on him. Here comes Tanner Euling back into the fight as well. Marion right there as well. Marion Sizemore and Andy Sizemore trying to duke it out here with that 17 and the 58T for the 4th and final transfer spot here out of the C-Main into our A-Main feature event. As Jaden Freeberg having a great run here. He jumps out in front trying to set sail in that Premier Racing setups in number 24 ride as he's going to see that white flag fly. He's going to send it down into corner number 1 and nice and easy. Out of corner number 2, he's going to lead us down the back straightaway for the final time. Here in our C-Main is Tristan Sykes, Mario Perez, and Jeremiah Johnson in that 4th and final transfer spot. As out of corner number 4, it's Freeberger picking up the win here in our C-Main. He's going to punch his ticket. So is it Tristan Sykes, Mario Perez, and the 17 of Jeremiah Johnson. As everybody else, unfortunately, behind the 17 ride will be joining the fans in the stands. They'll all be loading up their rides and joining the rest of the teams here behind pit wall, and they will be spectating the feature event as only the top 4 will transfer through. As we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here. It's a Murray squared at the front of the field as it is Bobby Murray and Dylan Murray on the front row here for this B-Main. Jason Luther there in position number 3 in the Cha-Cha number 00 Ryan as he'll be starting there in position number 3. The 71 machine of Michael Thompson there to his outside, and then we see the number 19 of Devin Sizemore. Daryl Larson in the Hot Lap Heroes number 5 ride, going to start there in the 6th position. Dustin Sizemore and Chase Dunow there in 7th and 8th, and last week's race winner, Brandon Marlowe, bringing up the rear of the field in the Crow Trucking Tinker number 37 ride at the back of the pack here. So he's going to try to work that Hot Lap Heroes ride to the front of the field as Bobby Murray going to set us loose here. The Black Diamond Mafia rides 1 and 2 to start this race, and the Murrays going to battle here for the front of the field as almost some contact right there as they lead us down the back straightaway. Bobby Murray going to go up the racetrack. That's going to leave the inside lane here for a few drivers to try to work underneath them. The 3 ride is going to lead lap number 1. Dylan Murray out in front, but here comes Jason Luther's contact. Around goes the 00 ride. The second time this evening, the 00 going to get some contact here. He is going to go around. We will take a look back at it and see what happened here. It's once again looks like he's trying to send it in front of the car in front of him. I don't know if he's trying to pull these slide jobs and just unfortunately not clearing these cars, but second time this evening for the Cowboy Up machine is doesn't really send it up too much. It just looks like Bobby Murray trying to, not Bobby Murray, that is actually the 3 ride of Dylan Murray, which looks like he kind of gets a different angle here into corner number 1. Looks like he's trying to shoot down the racetrack towards the inside wall, and unfortunately just going to get a piece of that right rear quarter panel of the 00 ride. I don't think he expected the 00 down there, and unfortunately gets a piece of him and helps him go around there, and luckily enough, a lot of drivers able to avoid this 00 ride as he spins down to the inside of the racetrack. You do see the 12 ride just narrowly avoiding contact there as a tough break for Jason Luther, but we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as Dylan Murray out in front, Bobby Murray there in second, Daryl Larson, Devin Sizemore, Michael Thompson, Dustin Sizemore, Chase Dunow, Brandon Marlew, and Jason Luther rounding out our top 9. Once again, top 4 will transfer through. Everybody else will be loading up their rides and joining the fans in the stands here this evening for our A main feature event, as our B main is in full swing, and these drivers all ready to keep on battling, keep on beating and banging out there on the racetrack and looking to see who can pick up those final 4 transfer spots into the show. Dylan Murray, Bobby Murray going to get ready for another restart as it's Murray squared at the front of the field here, as they're creeping us down the back straightaway, ready to rock and roll. As my boy Cody Horton coming in with the like on the stream. Nathan Brown coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you, Cody? Dale Cunningham coming in with that like as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube, as we are back to Green Flag Racing. The green flag quickly back out into the air here for Dylan Murray, as Murray with a good restart here, able to stay out in front, but here comes the 5 ride. Daryl Larson taking a look down to his inside, as we will see the caution flag fly once again. The caution flag going to come back out again here in this one, as I'm not sure where this one might have happened. It may have been Bobby Murray having some issues here in the 1 ride, as he was blinking a little bit down the back straightaway. I don't know if he had some help here or what, but he's going to get up into the outside fence. I think the 19 ride going to get some help there as well, and that's exactly where we'll see that caution flag fly. It's a tough break for Devin Sizemore, as it looks like him and the number 32C of Chase Dew now going to make some contact here, as I think that the Lincoln 1 ride played a little effect into that. I don't think the 19 realized he was there and then had to cut down the racetrack. Unfortunately, it cuts right down over the nose of the Victory Fuel number 32 ride, and fortunately for Dew now going to get a good piece of the 19, spins him sideways. 12 ride going to get in there as well of Dustin Sizemore, as they all make some pretty good contact, and unfortunately some pretty good damage for all 3 of those rides, but they'll keep on trucking, keep on rolling, and we'll get them back lined up and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments, as Dylan Murray going to look for another big restart, another start that he can try to open up a bit of an advantage and give himself that little bit of an extra edge there over the rest of the field, as Daryl Larson right to his outside, Michael Thompson there in 3rd. Bobby Murray now back into that 4th and final transfer spot, as Chase Dew now and Jason Luther there behind him with Dustin Sizemore. Brandon Marlowe, last week's winner, back there in the 8th position, and Devin Sizemore bringing up the rear of the field. As Dylan Murray sees the lights off on the official iRacing pace truck, he's going to make that left-hand turn back down pit side, and we will get ready to set these drivers back loose for another restart here from Volusia Speedway Park, as my boy Skylar Pruitt says, we're in the show. Yes, Sirski. You're in the show, Skylar. You're in the show, my boy. Ready to rock and roll. Hopefully you guys have been working on that 96 ride, thrashing away, and ready to go to battle here, and maybe trying to help your teammate with a little bit of spotter support here, as the 3 machine of Dylan Murray looking to try to pull himself into the show, as more contact, and another caution flag going to fly is upside down and stuck into the fence there. You see Chase Dew now and Bobby Murray, as Bobby Murray's riding with a ton of damage here on it. We will take a look back and see what happened here to this Black Diamond Mafia Julius A Speed Shop number 1 ride, as it looks like he washes off the racetrack, but then gets into the fence there a little bit, and then I think as he gets into the fence, he kind of comes down into Brandon Marlowe. Marlowe gets into the side of the 32 ride, which sends the 32 up the racetrack here, and oh man, it was just some heavy contact right there. A lot of damage for a lot of these drivers, as you look right here at Chase Dew now, as they send it in. There's the contact to the outside wall for the 1 ride, then into the 37, which puts the 37 into that right rear quarter panel of the 32, which just washes him up the racetrack, and then Bobby Murray going to get a piece of the 32. Then they're both going to get up into the outside fence, and heavy damage here for both of these cars, as see that left front tire sliding off of the 1 ride as he skids upside down here, and man, some hard hits right there. We'll jump on board here with the 1 machine and see what Bobby Murray sees from the cockpit of this number 1 ride. He's trying to hang on to it, trying to stay in that 4th and final transfer spot. Gets a good run to the back end of that 71 ride, and then that's really where this all kind of stems from. It Definitely the last thing you want to see as a race car driver is being upside down, getting that big look there at the dirt. And fortunately, that's definitely not how he wanted this B-main to go for the one ride. As take a look at Chase Do now and see what happens here to him as he gets hooked right there, then gets hooked again, and then up into that fence, and nowhere for him to go as he's going to stop there, hooked into the Hoosier Tire sign there. As tough break for both drivers. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as we do see Chase Do now and Bobby Murray rejoining the field here as Skylar Pruitt says, we're spotting, he says. Well, that's all you can do right now. He's spotting and hoping and praying and trying to help your teammate, that 3 machine, into the show here, as I'm sure you'd love to get a few more of these Black Diamond Mafia rides up into this main feature event. As Dylan Murray going to get ready for another restart here in that 3 machine as he's going to head down nice and easy through corner number 2 and into corner number 3 and down through corner number 4. He's going to see that green flag fly once again. So the green flag back out into the air here for Dylan Murray as Darrell Larson, Michael Thompson, and Jason Luther are top 4 trying to hang on here, trying to work themselves into the show here this evening as a lot of beating and banging, a lot of rubbing and scrubbing back deeper in the field as here comes the 19 ride of Devin Sizemore and the 37 of Brandon Marlowe. Last week's winner on the outside of a transfer spot looking in here in our B-main consolation race, and you got to know that Brandon Marlowe is going to be giving it everything he can to work himself into the show here as Darrell Larson is going to jump out in front. So Larson leads the way now in this B-main consolation race. Dylan Murray right there in position number 2. Michael Thompson there in third with Jason Luther trying to hold on to that 4th and final transfer spot as he's got that 37 of Brandon Marlowe now working to his inside. The Hot Lap Heroes, Tinker, number 37 ride, the Crow Chucking machine of Brandon Marlowe trying to jump up into that 4th spot as a slide up the racetrack for the 71 of Michael Thompson. Thompson slides up the racetrack, unfortunately, leaving that outside lane wide open, and he's going to slide now to the outside, looking in here as Brandon Marlowe up into 3rd. So from 9th to 3rd now for that 37 ride of Brandon Marlowe. He finds himself on the inside of a transfer spot here as he beats door to door with the 00 of Jason Luther, as Luther trying to work down to his inside as they're both trying to reel in that 3 machine of Dylan Murray. Murray going to roll the outside lane here. He's going to try to stay in position number 2, and that's exactly what that 5 ride of Darrell Larson wants to see. But unfortunately, so we are going to see that caution flag fly. So it looks like Bobby Murray, Chase Do now, and Dustin Sizemore going to have some issues deeper in the field here. We will take a look and see what happened here between these guys. It looks like the 1 ride again into the outside fence, comes down off that fence into the 32 and into the 12 ride. Some heavy damage on all 3 rides here once again, and fortunately that will bring that caution flag right back in here in this one as we'll take another look at it. As tough break here. This 1 ride's just been having issues washing up the racetrack into the outside fence. He just bounces off. It comes down over the nose of the 32, which clips the right rear of that 12 ride and sends Sizemore hard up into the outside fence, and heavy damage onto all 3 rides right there. All 3 of them head down pit side here. We'll take another look at it here. For this 12 ride is the Bandit Chassis 12 machine, just unfortunately getting a tough end there, a tough break to that Sizemore Automotive number 12 machine as the Sizemore Auto Parts ride heads down pit side. That crew's going to go to work and hope to see him back out there on the racetrack. Alrighty, Darrell Larson, Dylan Murray, Chasen Luther, Brandon Marlowe, our top 4, looking to punch their tickets and work themselves into the show here as the laps close down here in this one. A great restart there for Darrell Larson, and a good restart as well for Brandon Marlowe. As Marlowe works to the inside here of Dylan Murray. Murray trying to hold on to position number 2 here as he may slide back to 3rd, and now he may have the 00 and the 19 looking down to his inside as they go a little bit 3 wide back there for that 4th and final transfer spot. The 19 of Devin Sizemore shoots up the racetrack there. Definitely not what he needed there in corner number 1, as that's going to put him a few car lengths back of that 4th and final transfer position. As Darrell Larson out in front looking to try to pick up the win here in this B main consolation race. Brandon Marlowe looking to go back to the A main feature event here, looking to punch his ticket here in this one as he's up 7 spots on the racetrack, knowing that he's inside of a transfer position. Just knowing he needs to see that checker flag fly, but he may try to jump up and gain another spot here as he looks to the inside of that 5 ride of Daryl Larson. Jason Luther there in position number 3, and Dylan Murray trying to hold on as he's back here in that 4th and final transfer spot as the white flag has been displayed. He's got one more time around here to hold off the 19 rider Devin Sizemore. Sizemore trying to reel him in a few car lengths back as they send it down into corner number 3, nice and easy out at corner number 4 as Daryl Larson will pick up the B main win with Brandon Marlowe there in 2nd, Chase in Luther there in 3rd, and Dylan Murray in that 4th and final transfer spot here on the evening. Unfortunately, everyone else behind the number 3 ride of Dylan Murray will be headed home here early. They'll be joining the fans in the stands and loading up their rides as they won't be able to play in this A main feature event as these drivers are going to jump out onto the racetrack here for a quick warm-up session. They're going to make sure their cars are absolutely perfect, absolutely set up and ready to rock and roll here for this A main feature event. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere as the action is just about to get underway. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready for an absolutely amazing show here this evening. Skylar Pruitt coming in again with another 500-star bombing coming in, setting it off here in this one with the 500-star dono over there on Facebook coming in. Says Black Diamond Mafia is in the show. Yes, Sirski, Black Diamond Mafia is in the show. You guys got a lot of horses, a lot of ponies in this race as these drivers are going to get ready to rock and roll. My boy Michael Dickinson coming in with the like on the stream. Brian Dude Guy coming in with the love as well. How are you, Brian? How are you, my boy? Coming in showing the love here in this one as well. And Michael Dickinson, I don't know if that's Papa Mike or if that's E&D Farms, but either way, I appreciate you coming in showing the love. How you doing this evening? Coming in showing the love here in this one as well as we will get ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready here for our A main feature event in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere as the show is just about to begin. ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our A-main feature event is about to get underway, these drivers getting loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. As starting on the pole, in the number 51 machine, that is Jacob Lassiter. To his outside in the 15 ride, that is Nicholas Ely, and down on the inside of row number 2. The N8 ride, that is Nate Walker. To his outside in the 21 ride, that is Eddie Farnes, and down on the inside of row number 3. The TAC 3, number 35 ride, the VLR Volusia Speed Shot machine, that is Tyler Burrow. His outside in the Hot Lap Heroes, number 76, that is Ethan Bryant. Then we see the number 5, the CSC machine, that is Braden Carter. There in the 7th spot, he's got Bob Krebs there to his outside in the 168 ride. Daddy Dane Lloyd in position number 9 in the 9 ride, has the other 9 ride of Dylan Lear in the Black Diamond Mafia machine there to his outside, rounding out our top 10. Matt George in the Spartan Transportation Volusia Speed Shop number 23 ride. Going to start there in the 11th position. He has the NLR House of Speed Rip Hackney Live number 22 ride there in the outside in position number 12. The 92 of Logan Johnson there in position number 13 with Landon Price to his outside in position number 14. Skylar Pruitt in the Black Diamond Mafia number 96 right there in position number 15 has Devin Udaly to his outside. Jaden Freeberger there in position number 17 with Daryl Larson. Tristan Sykes and Brandon Marlowe rounding out our top 20. Mario Perez, Dylan Murray, Jeremiah Johnson rounding out our field here is Chasen Luther, unfortunately missing the start here as 24 drivers taking the green flag as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. As we are quickly green flag racing here with the Hometown Hero Series live from Volusia Speedway Park. Nicholas Ely going to quickly make some work here and jump out in front as he makes the move around the 51 ride of Jacob Lassiter. So Ely's out in front, going to lead lap number 1 here on the evening. Lassiter back to position number 2 is Nate Walker going to work, trying to reel in that 51 machine. The N8 ride right there in position number 3 as he's got Eddie Farnes on his back bumper, and Braden Carter already moving up into that 5th position here. Carter working quickly to the front of the field as he's up inside the top 5 in that 5 machine. Now going to work, looking for more here as he's trying to jump up into position number 4 as the caution flag is going to fly. For the first time here in our feature event, we will see the yellow flag flies. It looks like Jaden Freiberger having some issues here as they're a little 3 wide back here deeper in the field. Freiberger in the purple, white, and black Premier Racing Setups ride down the bottom side of the racetrack here. He's got the 27 of Landon Price and the 92 of Logan Johnson there to his outside as they're 3 wide down across the start-finish line. And it just looks like this Premier Racing Setups machine going to send it in down the bottom side of the racetrack. And he's going to get a piece of the inside wall possibly right there. No, he's going to slide up into the side of the 27 ride. Just some tight racing right there as they kind of get crossed up. A little bit of contact, a little bit of carnage here for those guys. And unfortunately, Freeberger going to get hooked up with that 27. They're both going to go around sideways on the racetrack. Mario Perez nowhere to go. Jeremiah Johnson getting some piece of that one as well. And a little bit of damage there for Dylan Murray, as well as a couple tore up race cars right there. A few drivers just definitely trying to have decent nights here, decent runs, and unfortunately 71 ride of Mario Perez also going to collect in that one. Some heavy damage right there for Perez. Heavy damage for that 24 ride as we'll jump right on board here with the helmet cam of this 71 ride of Mario Perez as he sends it in down the bottom side of the racetrack, just trying to keep pace here with the 99 ride, and all of a sudden, boom, couple cars sideways right in front of him, nowhere for him to go. Heavy contact into the inside wall there as he's got Freeberger there in front of him, spinning around, trying to get pointed back in the right direction as well, and trying to stay on the lead lap. As that'll do it for caution flag number 1. We'll get them stacked up, ranked up, and ready to go here for race number 2 as Joe Benton says N8 straight to the front. Come on, son. Cheer it on. That number N8 ride out there of Nathan Walker as Roxanne Jones says, let's do this. Braden Carter cheered on the 5 ride of Carter out there as well as we are back to green flag racing. green flag quickly back into the air there. A great jump for that number 15 of Nicholas Ely. Is Ely trying to stay there in position number 1 as Jacob Laster trying to hold on to second here. Fortunately for Nathan Walker, he slides back a little bit there, and that's going to open up the door down low for Braden Carter to continue his march towards the front of the field. Carter works to the inside of Eddie Farnes and that N8 ride of Nate Walker as the caution flag will be displayed here once again, and that means we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to try this one all over again, as this time looks like Nathan Smith, the 22 ride, running some issues here in the House of Speed, Papa Mike Promotions, and LR Machine as Heartland Harley Davidson, Rip Hackney Live ride, just going to make a little contact right there with the 23, and then gets pinched down low right there coming out of corner number 4. They just kind of run out of room. Obviously, George probably not very happy with the contact here. The start of the corner, and they make that little bit of contact right there. It gets the 23 right kind of bent to the shape and points him down the racetrack here. Then he's just going to try to keep that momentum rolling. Unfortunately, the 22 right still underneath, going to clip those infield tractor tires right there, and that's just going to shred that left front all to pieces. Some heavy damage there for the 22 right as he goes for a loop-de-loop right down the front straightaway. Our flagman getting a good look at it. He is going to throw that caution flag for the Heartland Harley Davidson House of Speed NLR Papa Mike Promotions. Grip Hackney Live 22 ride is definitely not the way Nathan Smith wanted his race to go here, as we will see if we can get another look at what happened here for the House of Speed ride as he's just trying to work to the inside of this 23 ride, and to get that contact right there, and then into the infield tractor tires right there as they just run out of room off of corner number 4, and some pretty heavy left front damage there for Nathan Smith, as we will get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Drivers ready to go back to battle, going back to war here in just a few more moments. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys came here for a show. Well, here you go. Give it up for each and every one of these drivers. Let them know you're watching. Let them know you're cheering them on. Jump up into that comment section with the hashtag for whichever number you're cheering for or their name, and let them know as they all come back and rewatch these races. They like to see these comments and see you guys cheering them on up here in the grandstands, and makes them feel that much better and gives them that extra boost of momentum and funness of having these great races. And we always want to make sure we get an extra smile on their face, and whether or not they have a good day or a bad day at the racetrack, they want to see all the fans in the stands cheering them on. As out in front, Nicholas Ely with another great restart here, as Ely out in front, continuing to lead the way as he's been the reflection of perfection here in this one, as he was able to jump up and take that race lead on the opening lap away from Jacob Laster. Laster's been back there in position number 2, trying to hunt him down, but also trying to hang on to that second spot here for every lap since then, as Nate Walker in the N8 gonna trying to take a look down low on Jacob Laster there, but unfortunately the caution flag will fly once again here. So cautions breeding cautions early on in this one, as it looks like Danny Dane Lloyd and Dylan Murray going to get tied together here in this one, as Dylan Murray, the orange, black, and white car right in the middle there, the 3 machine, just looks like he's going to get in there a little bit tight. It's a little contact, a little help there from the 22 ride, which spins him around, and Dane Lloyd just nowhere to go as he gets in there and gets a piece of him here. And it's a tough break, some tough racing out there on the racetrack. Everyone trying to get every inch they can on the track, but you see this 3 car get in there. He's going to get a good piece of the, sorry, we didn't need to skip forward there. He's going to get a good piece of the car in front of him, the 17 rider Jeremiah Johnson, as he gets a little piece of him having to check up on that number 3 machine. Right here, he sees the contact. He's about to hit the 17 ride, gets that contact, see the sparks fly. He gets checked up. The 24 ride trying to get checked up as well. It's just straighten that 3 car out, goes up the racetrack hard into the 22 ride right there. Heavy damage for Nathan Smith once again, and that's just going to spin that 3 ride around, and Dane Lloyd just nowhere to go, trying to avoid him. And unfortunately, the Hot Lap Heroes ride going to find the passenger side door of that 3 machine. It's a pretty heavy contact there, and that's what will bring out the caution flag, as we will take a look from the helmet cam of this number 9 ride and see what he sees from the rear of the field and getting into this one. It just looks like he thought that the 3 ride was going to get the contact and go down the racetrack. Unfortunately, he goes for the middle. He also stays in the middle, and that's where that contact comes from. As we are back to green flag racing quickly. That 15 ride out in front once again, looking to just trying to run away with this one, looking to try to keep himself out in front at the front of the field here, but he's got Jacob Lassiter all over his back bumper. Eddie Farnes now up into third here as he's made the move around the N8 ride of Nathan Walker for position number 3 there on the racetrack. See Braden Carter trying to hold off the 35 ride of Tyler Burrow as Burrow taking a look down to his inside, and that's going to open up the door here as well for the 168 of Bo Krems right there in that battle. As here comes Skylar Pruitt as the Black Diamond Mafia Majula A Speed Shop 96 ride up 7 spots on the racetrack. Currently our hard charger there in position number 8. He's got Matt George and Ethan Bryan rounding out our top 10. Dylan Lear there in 11th, Landon Bryce there in 12th, Tristan Sykes and Brandon Marlowe rounding out our top 14 as Marlowe up 6 spots on the racetrack here, trying to work himself up towards the top 10, but he's got a lot of fast cars here in front of him. Now he's going to have to try to work himself around his last week's winner, trying to have another good run, another solid performance in his hunt for the championship here as they go 3 wide. He splits the middle here on Dylan Lear and that 27 ride of Landon Bryce and move the Hot Lap Heroes Pro Trucking 37 ride up into position number 11. Now looking to go for position number 10 on the racetrack as he works to the inside of that 76 ride of Ethan Bryant. So move Brandon Marlowe now inside the top 10 as this 37 ride is messing around, going from 20th to 10th now early on in this race and looking to try to keep on working forward as unfortunately Nathan Walker in the N8 ride sliding backwards here ever so slightly. Walker now back to position number 7 on the racetrack, trying to hang on and hold off his 35 ride of Tyler Burrow as Burrow right there underneath him. Skylar Pruitt continues his march towards the front of the field as well as Pruitt up into position number 6 on the racetrack here, looking very strong in this feature event. Continue to march forward and trying to go to work here on the back bumper of the 5 ride of Braden Carter for that 5th position on the racetrack. Is Brandon Marlowe there in 10th, trying to hunt down Matt George. It's all Nick Ely and Jacob Lassiter here at the front of the field as Ely out in front now. Almost a second lead, a second advantage between himself and Jacob Lassiter. As Lassiter back there in position number 2. He's got about a second back to our 3rd place driver, the 21 ride of Eddie Farnes. Farnes there in position number 3. Bo Krems up into position number 4 and looking for more here is Braden Carter. Skylar Pruitt round out our top 6. Nate Walker there in position number 7 with Matt George. Tyler Burrow and Brandon Marlowe rounding out our top 10. Landon Bryce, Tristan Sykes, Logan Johnson, Nathan Smith, Dylan Lear rounding out our top 15 with Devin Udaly, Jason Luther, Ethan Bryant, Jeremiah Johnson, Jaden Freeberger, Mario Perez, Dylan Murray, Dane Lloyd, and Daryl Larson bringing up the rear of the field here in this one as Ely continuing to show these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Going to click off another lap here as we hit halfway in and halfway to go here on the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. The caution flag is going to fly here in this one. That will bring a close to our PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up right there as the caution flag going to come back out. Looks like Dane Lloyd having some more issues in the Hot Lap Heroes in number 9 ride. Definitely not the season he's wanted here. Is the 9 machine going to get tore up in a piece of this one here once again, as it looks like he's going to send it into the corner. Looks like Ethan Bryan, his teammate in the Hot Lap Heroes number 76 ride, going to get underneath him, spins him around. Nowhere to go for Jaden Freeberger in the Premier Racing Setups number 24 ride, as he gets a big piece of that 9 machine. Some pretty heavy damage on both of those rides, as fortunate break there for Dane Lloyd. Daddy Dane not having the run he was hoping for here in this one. Definitely not the run that the number 24 run was hoping for either to start this race and to have here for the evening. But we see some great racing action here towards the front of the field, and now we see the caution flag fly, and that could really mix things up here. These caution flags can be a killer for all these drivers. That couple laps of not under power, the tires kind of getting cooled off a little bit. Sometimes these cars just fall off completely here after a caution flag late in the race. We'll have to wait and see whose cars can still be very good here when we go back to green flag racing, and who's going to be able to hang on and hold off drivers. Is Nicholas Ely looking to try to hold off the rest of the field, as he has been the reflection of perfection here in this feature event. He's continued to lead the way. He hasn't faltered one little bit. He's had some good pressure on his back bumper from the 51 of Jacob Laster, but fortunately Laster has not been able to prevail, hasn't been able to find a way around that 15 ride to take this race lead away. As Laster started on the pole the opening lap, the 15 ride was able to take that lead away and hasn't looked back since then, and he's looking to try to get another big restart and looking to try to open up that big lead that he had before this caution flag. Yo, Craig Bristol Sr. coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Craig? Craig coming in, some matching that thumbs up as well, as we are back to green flag racing. Nicholas Ely back onto the loud pedal, looking to try to jump up and clear the 51 ride of Jacob Laster. Laster with a good run down to the inside, though. Here comes Eddie Farnes. Farnes says, I'm not done yet. Here I come, as they're 3 wide back there behind him. The caution flag will be displayed once again, though, as things are just starting to heat up here at the front of the field. The caution flag gonna fly and cool these drivers off, as we will take a look back and see this purple, yellow, and gray black ride 27 machine of Landon Price. Unfortunately gonna get tied up in this one, as it looks like Tristan Sykes, a little bent out of shape, gets the 27 ride bent out of shape. He washes up the racetrack over the nose there of the 71 of Mario Perez, and Perez unfortunately going to get underneath of him, jack him up, and spin him around. We'll see if we can get another look at it here, as things just getting very, very tight here from the middle portion of this field, and fortunately things just getting a little bit too tight there, as the 99X gets a piece of Brandon Marlowe, gets super sideways on the racetrack. The 27 trying to stay out of him, washes up the track, but unfortunately kills a lot of momentum. 71 of Mario Perez was not expecting that, gets down underneath of that 27, jacks him up and spins that Sandman speed. Number 27 right around for a quick little loop-de-loop there. Not too much damage for a lot of drivers, and quick cleanup and quick caution flag, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Nicholas Ely once again looking for the green flag and looking to try to open up this lead to hold these drivers off. But more and more of these restarts giving these drivers more looks and more opportunities to try to get something done, to try to get around that 15 ride. It's definitely not what he wants to see. He wants to be able to jump out here and just continue to keep on putting down the laps and putting these drivers back there behind him and continue to try to work himself into victory lane, as we do see last week's winner, Brandon Marlowe, up 11 spots on the racetrack. He will restart back in the 9th position here. Been able to rebound here after having a very bad heat race. Was able to work himself into the show here through the consolation race, and now finds himself slowly but surely working himself towards the front of the field, just inside the top 10, and definitely 37 ride looking to try to jump up a few more spots and try to work himself back up towards the front of the field here on week number 2 of the Hometown Hero Series, presented by Black Diamond Mafia. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, the lights are off. The official iRacing pace truck, Nicholas Ely, Jacob Laster 1 and 2 are going to see this green flag fly once again down out of corner number 4. It's the 15. Our race leader is the fire car. He will decipher when to put down the throttle, and there you go. A good restart once again there for the 15 machine, as he uses that top spot to his advantage quickly, gets on the lap pedal, jumps up in front of the 51 ride, and continues to lead the way. Here comes Eddie Farnes, though, trying to take another look down low underneath of that 168 ride, and the 51 is a little contact. Hang on to it, Braden Carter. Almost going for a wild ride a little deeper in the field here as the 5 Machine unfortunately sliding backwards here now as the 5 Machine back into position number 10 is here comes Brandon Marlowe, here comes the 22 and Nathan Smith, here comes Mario Perez into that picture as well as some of these drivers trying to work themselves up inside the top 10 is, oh, contact, Logan Johnson turned around. Logan Johnson pointed the wrong direction there, some heavy damage for him, heavy damage for, I believe that is the 9 ride of Dylan Lear as they both get collected there. The 92 ride pointing in the wrong direction. I do believe we are going to see the caution flag here. Yes, caution flag has been displayed as Logan Johnson still tore up here. Tough break there for the 92 ride as he was looking to have himself a good run. There was contact in front of him, which kind of get a lot of these drivers a little bent out of shape here as he gets into it with the 32 ride. Unfortunately, just looks like he loses that front end, and he gets a little piece of the 32. He's going to kind of get a little squirrely here. Maybe he gets a shot from the 17, but doesn't really look like it, and just shoots off the racetrack into the outside fence, spins him sideways, nowhere to go there as the Sweet Tease Money Black Diamond Mafia number 3 ride of Dylan Murray going to get a piece of him there. You see Jeremiah Johnson going around as well. And then here comes Dylan Lear up on the high side, going to come in and clock that 92 ride again as the Team CFM Esports, BCR Sim Products, Majula Say Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel ride of Logan Johnson with some pretty heavy damage there as the Johnson Cinematography ride. Definitely not feeling very good after that one. It's a couple heavy hits there for him, and he's taking his car down pit side here, getting some work done to it, and finds himself back in the 24th position as Nicholas Ely once again gonna look for another good restart, another big restart, looking to try to hold these drivers off and keep them back there at bay, as it does look like we will get one more lap around. So we're gonna get a quick word in here from one of our sponsors here, the Scary Strokes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take a good look at Scary Strokes.
Where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.
Alrighty, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. 11 more laps left to go, this time by the start-finish line for the 15 ride of Nicholas Ely as he sees that green flag fly once again here in this one. Jacob Lassiter there in tow with Bo Krebs and Eddie Farnes battling back there for position number 3. Here comes Skylar Pruitt in the 96 ride, now up inside the top 5. Is that 96 ride taking a look down low underneath that 168 of Bo Krebs, trying to work himself up into a podium finish here for the Black Diamond Mafia number 96 ride as he works the middle side, almost going 3 wide there for that 3rd position. The Spartan Transportation with Volusia Speed Shop, Team BLR number 23 of Matt George right there in position number 6. And then you see the TAC 3 with Volusia Speed Shop number 35 ride of Tyler Burrow trying to hold on to that 7th position on the racetrack is the N8 ride of Nate Walker working to his outside. His contact in front of him. The big one down the front straightaway. Bo Krebs, Skylar Pruitt, Eddie Farnes, Nate Walker, all collected here in this one. Heavy damage for some of our front runners as upside down goes that 168 ride as we will take a look at it and see what happened here, as definitely some hard contact and a tough break here as we'll see this 168 ride up on the high side. 21 right there. Working the bottom side. Looks like they're going to go a little 3 wide here. And looks like a little net code. Or just the 21 ride goes up the racetrack over the nose here. Down the bottom side. The yellow and blue ride here. Doesn't look like any contact, but maybe a little net code from iRacing. Sends the 21 up the racetrack right into the driver's side door there of that 168 machine, and just heavy damage there for Bo Krebs. And then you see Tyler Burrow, Nate Walker, both getting collected in it. Heavy damage for all those drivers, and yeah, I think that's a little bit of net code right there. Unfortunate break for Eddie Farnes down on the bottom side. Tough break for Skylar Pruitt right there, as well, as they were all having some good runs, some good drives right there. And just unfortunately, I think that contact's just going to be enough for both of them, as fast as fuck boy on the back end of this Volusia Speed Shop ride. You see a good run coming from the 96, and then just, yeah, right there. I don't know if he maybe gets a piece of the inside wall right there for the 21 ride, or what might have happened here is it just straightens the car out, washes up over the nose here of Skylar Pruitt, and just nowhere to go for Pruitt. He's trying to get onto the binders here. So unfortunately, they all go up the racetrack hard into that outside fence, up into the air, and then nowhere to go here for Tyler Burrow, nowhere to go for Nate Walker as they drive in there and get a big piece of that 96 ride, and then Skylar's going to get washed back up into the 168 ride, and Ryan, unfortunately, here for Bo, up into the fence again here, and he's going to go sideways up on the high side, and upside down goes that 168 ride. N8 junk right front. Yeah, the right front absolutely shredded there for the poor N8 ride. A tough break there for a lot of drivers, as a lot of cars tore up there in that one. And I'm sure, I don't know if that would be Eddie Farnes's problem or if that was an iRacing issue right there. But either way you look at it, definitely not the outcome that any of those drivers were looking for on the racetrack. That is for certain. And just a tough break right there for a lot of good drivers, a lot of cars getting tore up. And yeah, that's a tough one right there, man. That is a tough one. That is a tough break. And then you see the 35 and the N8 ride here, both trying to get down low underneath of it. And unfortunately, Skylar Pruitt's ride just bounces off that outside fence and right in front of both of them. And dang. All right, well, we're back to green flag racing here in this one as Nicholas Ely out in front, leading the way here. Ely showing them how to get it done. It's Jacob Lassiter right there in tow. Matt George now up into third, and here comes Brandon Marlowe. Marlowe up inside the top 5. Mario Perez right there with them, both up 16 positions on the racetrack, but that 37 rider, Brandon Marlowe, is not done yet as he goes to work here underneath the 23 ride, as he's looking to try to work himself up into that third position now, as he's going to jump up and clear Matt George. George's going to give him a little shot there in the back bumper as Marlowe up into position number 3. What a run and what a drive right there for that 37 rider, Brandon Marlowe. But out in front, the reflection of perfection, it's still been this 15 rider, Nicholas Ely. Ely out in front, continuing to lead the way here, is down across the line, sees 4 more laps left to go. 4 more laps left here for Nicholas Ely as he's looking to try to pick up the win here in race number 2 of the Hometown Hero Series, as he's out in front looking to get it done here in this one. Jacob Lassiter right there in position number 2 in his Hot Lap Heroes number 51 ride, and his Hot Lap Heroes teammate Brandon Marlowe all the way from the 20th position now up into position number 3, up 17 spots on the racetrack here for Brandon Marlowe, last week's winner, looking to try to jump back up there as we get a little bit of a look. Oh, the 51 ride was taking a peek down to the inside of that 15 ride, looking to see if he's got something for him late in this race. The battle's on here. The top spot up for grabs, the 15 ride. Nicholas Ely maybe starting to have some tire issues, starting to slide backwards ever so slightly, and that's the white flag being displayed. So one more time around here for Nicholas Ely to try to hold on and hold off that hard-charging 51 ride of Jacob Lassiter, is down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4 for the final time here this evening. The 15 of Nicholas Ely gonna pick up the checkered flag here in our second race of the Hometown Hero Series presented by Black Diamond Mafia. Ely gonna get it done and park that enemy Racing number 15 ride up in Volusia Speedway Park, Victory Lane. Jacob Lasser, the Hometown Heroes 51 ride there in second, and Brandon Marlowe coming home with a very solid top 3 run. They're in position number 3. Matt George coming home in that 4th position, and Mario Perez with a valiant effort as well, up 16 spots on the racetrack. They're in position number 5 with Nathan Smith, a good rebound for the 22 ride, up into the 6th position. Jason Luther up 15 spots there in 7th. Jeremiah Johnson up 15 spots to finish in 8th. Tristan Sykes there in 9th, and Braden Carter rounding out our top 10. But it's all Nick Ely here in this one. So he picks up the win and parks his ride up in Victory Lane. What a run and what a drive. 2 weeks in a row, it happens. Unfortunately, just the wrong place at the wrong time right there for you, Nate. The wrong place at the wrong time, and that's racing for you. That's racing for you right there. Net code or not, Eddie was going to wreck half the field with that move. I don't know if there was really a move that he was trying to pull right there. I mean, he was the car that was there. I mean, he's just rolling the inside lane there. I don't think there was really a move that he was trying to pull. Eddie was just rolling the inside lane, and I think Netcode just kind of washed him up and got the right rear and the left front of Skylar Pruitt's ride and his ride kind of tied together and just sent him over the nose of Skylar Pruitt's ride right there. I mean, there was really no move that was being pulled. If he was to not have the net code there, he would have stayed to the inside of Skylar Pruitt. Pruitt would have tried to keep working the outside of him and the inside of the 168 ride, and they would have continued on racing. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes that's just how things go. Nothing ever goes to plan. Unfortunately, cars get wrecked, cars get destroyed, and some drivers don't have the night that they should have had. And that's racing in real life, in iRacing, and everything. Sometimes things just get fucked up. As we'll get ready here to pull in our top 3 for some post-race interviews, as Ely looking to jump up here into the broadcast booth after a great run and a great drive here. He's waiting patiently here in the broadcast waiting room, so we're going to pull our race winner up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Nick, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Nick, man, what a run, what a race. We saw you start there in position number 2, and quickly on lap number 1, you were able to jump up and take that lead away from Jacob Lasser. As you were able to take that lead away, you were able to work yourself out to a couple good leads throughout this race, a couple great restarts, but they're late in this race. A few more late race restarts for you. You having to hold off Jacob Lasser, Brandon Marlowe, Skylar Pruitt, and so many other great, tough competitors back there behind you late in this race. I'm sure you felt that pressure as Jacob Lasser was all over your back bumper, just waiting for a mistake, hoping that you would slip up or get up a little bit too high or scrub the wall or do something where he could get that opportunity or that run to really throw a big move in there to try to get back around you late in this race.
Yeah, man, it was definitely a fun race. There was a couple things I wish I could have done different, but other than that, it was just setup wise. I mean, I feel like I drove a pretty good race. I mean, kudos to him for driving me super clean. I mean, track was super racy. I feel it was just slick top to bottom, and yeah, hats off to him for driving me clean.
Absolutely, some good, hard, clean race in there between you guys at the front of the field as he went to work trying to figure out a way to get around you. What did you have to do out there to just keep hitting your marks, keep yourself focused there with a bunch of caution flags and trying to keep these guys back there behind you, not letting that pressure or those nerves get to you late in this race?
You know, honestly, I just had some music playing in the background, and all the cautions really didn't bother me and just kind of let me catch my breath. And you know, me and my buddy Chasen were just sitting in Discord, and we were going back and forth and just kind of talking about different lines to try. And I was asking him what lap times he was coming, because he came up through the field, and I was kind of looking at the lap times I was running. I just figured, well, if you're not changing, or he'd try a different line, and if he wasn't hitting a faster lap time, I figured I'd stay where I was. So that was a big help.
Absolutely, some great help there, some good teamwork out on the racetrack as Jason was working himself up through the field there. You were continuing to lead the way as you were the reflection of perfection here in this one, leading it from the drop of the green flag right down to the checkered flag in that 15 right. A very strong performance, a very good run here tonight for you, Nick. Who would you like to thank for such a strong performance here tonight from Volusia Speedway Park?
First and foremost, I got to thank Enemy Consulting, Cole Bazan Motorsports, DNL Racing, Cha Cha Real Smooth, and Gears Unlimited.
Absolutely, brother. Well, great run and a great drive here in our second race of the series, and we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Monday as well, and hopefully see you right back up here in the broadcast booth as you try to hunt down the championship here for this Hometown Hero Series and getting these checkered flags and having these good strong runs. Definitely how you get it done, and seeing if you can go back to back next week as still a lot of tough competition that's going to be in the field. You're going to have your work cut out for you once again, but gives you a good bit of momentum, a good little bit of encouragement here with this win tonight coming out in front of all these amazing drivers. Definitely going to help push you here towards a good finish in this championship.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, Nick. A great run, a great drive. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Monday. Hopefully, we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, brother, and hopefully have yourself a great rest of your Monday night.
Awesome. Thanks. You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Nick Ely as he picks up the checkered flag here in this one, parking that 15 ride up in victory lane. As we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, Jacob Lassiter, there in position number 2. Lassiter coming home in that second spot. It's the 51 ride, ready to jump up into the broadcast booth. I'm sure he's definitely going to be a little upset with himself, knowing that he had a good opportunity there to try to pick up a checkered flag here and go 2-2 here for the Hot Lap Heroes rides. Hey, Jacob, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Data copy?
Yes, I got you, Aaron.
Jacob, man, a great run and a great drive here for you tonight in this one. As you had that 51 ride hooked up here right at the get-go, though, you give up that top spot, the 15 ride able to jump up and take that away from you. And from that point on, he kind of has that control car for all these restarts. He's able to get those big restarts on you, clear you, and you have to go to work trying to figure out a way to get around him there. For a lot of laps, we saw you right on his back bumper, trying to figure something out, trying to figure out an area to, take advantage where your car might be a little bit better than what his car might be. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite find the run or the gap that you needed to really make a big move here in this race, especially late in it, knowing that the win is on the line and you want to jump up there and take that top spot away from him and go 2 for 2 here in the series for the Hot Lap Heroes team.
Yeah, man, we just didn't get a good initial start. I made a little bit of mistake, 3 and 4, and gave up the ground to him, and he was really good through the first part and the center part of the race. Then we had that caution, and I don't know if he was a little freer, I think, than I was, and maybe his tires was a little sealed up more or something. But once I got restarted there towards the end, I felt like we had a faster car, and it was hard to pass, and I tried to go to the bottom a couple times in 1 and 2, and I just couldn't hit it good down there. I kept having to go back up to the top, and he was running a slider line in 1 and 2, which makes it difficult to get that initial run on him. And in 3 and 4, we were pretty much even. He would push a little bit, and then I'd get a run, but then I would lose ground in 1 and 2. So, like I said, man, it was just kind of back and forth. He did a good job hanging on. Like I said, I wasn't going to do anything dirty. I mean, he drove a good race and deserved to win for sure.
Absolutely, a good, hard-fought battle there at the front of the field as you two duked it out there, and slowly but surely, I'm sure you saw either, I don't think you guys have mirrors on in these, but if you do, you do. Either there or in that relative, seeing, your teammate Brandon Marlowe, last week's winner, slowly but surely work himself up through the field here late in this race. You see him jump up into that third spot where you're getting a little bit nervous there, seeing last week's winner right there behind you, trying to work himself already up 17 spots and looking to try to jump up a few more there late in this race. We're getting a little nervous there with Marlowe up into the mix.
Oh, for sure, man. Brandon is a good racer and doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and he's the one that hooked me up with this setup, and I was on the same thing he was on, and he can drive it better than me. So, yeah, I mean, for sure, when I seen, I'm not sure what happened. It was a pileup or something behind us, and then I seen his name pop up there, and I thought, crap, that's awesome, because he had started way in the back. So to get him up there in the top 3, considering how bad his night started out, was pretty awesome. And yeah, for sure, man, I knew he wasn't going to do anything crazy. He was kind of waiting for me and Nicholas to make a mistake. So, but like I said, it was a good race, and glad all the teammates had a good run. I think everybody made the race from the team, so it's awesome. And like I said, man, just try to plug away and just hope, like I said, luck of the draw is all it is, man. We got lucky tonight, and hopefully we can get some decent spots the rest of the week, rest of the races.
Absolutely getting that extra draw, the good draw for those heat races, being able to start out front or up inside the top four, where really you can just try to hang on and punch your ticket straight into the show, and then being able to work yourself a little bit farther forward or being able to hang out up inside the top 10 for all these races is definitely the way you got to do it. Trying to be, conservative, but also being, a little bit aggressive here and there, but also knowing that, if you get that good pill draw, you get that good starting spot in those heat races, it can set you up for a great evening and a strong performance here, like you saw tonight with you as you were up in that second spot pretty much all evening long, but a very fast car all night. Probably one spot shy of where you'd like to be, but nonetheless, a solid second place finish with a ton of great talent back there behind you. We're hoping that they were up here in this second position and not you, but you're able to hold all of them except for one off this evening as you parked that 51 right up on the front straightaway. Jacob, who would you like to thank for such a strong run and strong performance here in this one?
I just got to give a shout out to all the guys at Team Hot Lap Heroes, all the ones in the race tonight, and all their help, and Cortland for spotting for me there in the race. He was kind of letting me know, hey, this line may work or this may work. So shout out to him for hooking us up, and Brandon on top three. Hats off to him. And like I said, man, glad he was able to bounce back from a bad start and get up there and get a podium. And then I got to give a shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. Got to give a shout out to all the ones that run the league, and Tristan and Matt, and the ones that put forth the effort to do this for us. I'm sure it's a headache every single week, but without those guys, we wouldn't have a place to run. So can't thank them enough, and got to give a shout out to the wife as always for taking care of the little one.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Jacob, we look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Monday, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe one spot better, and up in victory lane yourself.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Jacob Lassiter. Lassiter coming home there in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that 51 run. Unfortunately, only got passed by one driver here this evening, and that one driver was our race winner, Nicholas Ely, as Jacob got passed by one car, Nicholas passed one car, and that was the difference between first and second position here this evening, as a driver that picked up a lot of positions, passing a lot of cars. Our third place finisher, Brandon Marlowe, going from 20th up into position number 3, up 17 positions from where he started here this evening. As Skyler says, lifting is for the weak, and comes in with another 1,000 stars. Are you kidding me, Skyler? Are you kidding me, brother? Coming with another 1,000-star dono as well. Absolutely insane, my boy. I can appreciate you and your generosity coming in, setting it off here in this one with another 1,000-star dono. Let's get a hashtag Pruitt up in the chat here. Unfortunately, there for Pruitt getting tied up in that big one right there. That was a tough break. A lot of good cars got tore up there. A lot of drivers definitely didn't want to be in that situation, got put in that situation, and whether it was a little bit of iRacing or what, but it was definitely a tough one right there. As Bo, my boy, Mr. Krebs, coming in, says, maybe I just shouldn't start up front in these races. Yeah, sometimes starting up front, sometimes it's not the best thing. Unless you can start up towards the front row here, almost everyone else inside the top 10 started outside the top 10. There was only 3 drivers inside the top 10 that started inside the top 10, and that was Nicholas Ely, Jacob Lassiter, and Braden Carter, who fell back 3 spots, started in the 7th position, finished in 10th position, but everyone else, up 10 spots, up 15, up 15, up 6, up 16, up 7, up 17, like, absolutely insane. Are you fucking kidding me? Skyler Mother Fluffin Pruitt, are you fucking kidding me, brother? Holy shit. Skyler, my boy, coming in, says, love you with the 10,000-star dono. Are you fucking kidding me right now, Skyler? What in the are we talking about? Holy ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever you're doing right now, if you're laying in bed or anything else, man, jump into the chat right now with a hashtag Skyler up in the chat for my boy Skyler Pruitt coming and setting it off with the massive, massive donation here on the channel. Absolutely love you too, brother, coming in with a big fucking love here in this one. Not only the star bombs throughout the night, but the 10,000 stars there at the end, absolutely fucking insane. My boy Matty Fletchel coming in as well says, "Hey, what's up, Matty? What's up, my boy? Man, Skyler, my boy, you're gonna make me blush. You're gonna make me tear up here a little bit, brother. Come on, we still got one more interview to go." Mario says, "I'm fucking tired." Yeah, that's some tough racing up there, brother. Some tough racing out there, man. There's a lot of very, very good, talented drivers out there, and you guys gotta be on top of your A game lap after lap after lap. And one simple mistake, unfortunately, could end it for a lot of drivers. We saw that one possible mistake or iRacing mistake with the little bit of netcode that we saw between Skyler's ride and the 21 of Eddie Farnes that unfortunately took out a few of our front runners there, which opened up the door for a lot of other drivers to have great finishes here on the evening. And Skyler says, "Well, that was fun. Hey, as long as you guys had fun, that's all that matters, right? As long as you guys had fun out there, as long as you guys enjoyed yourself out on the racetrack, that's all that matters right there." As Matt Fletcher says, "Skyler sucks." No, he doesn't. Skyler's the fucking bomb.com, okay, Matty? He's the bomb.com. As we get ready, we're going to pull Brandon Marlowe up into the broadcast booth here. I'm sure Brandon probably ready to try to go to bed here. We're going to pull him up into the booth. Hey, Brandon, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Brandon, man, another good run, another good race here for you as you're able to rebound from a bit of an abysmal start to the evening here. Obviously, we saw you at the back of the pack there in your heat race. Obviously, not a good pill draw. You couldn't really find any forward momentum there in that heat race, and unfortunately, puts you deep in the field for your Consi. You're able to work yourself through it, though, up towards the front of the field. You come home in position number 2 there in that B main to punch your ticket into the show. You start there in that 20th spot on the racetrack, knowing that you got to try to jump up and pass a lot of drivers and a lot of very tough competition, and slowly but surely you're able to, pick them off one at a time here and there. And then, as you start to work yourself inside the top 10, we see that big wreck there where a few drivers right in front of you get taken out of contention, which really opens up the door for you to jump up inside the top 5 here. You make the move late in the race around Matt George, and then you try to catch up to your teammate Jacob Lassiter and Nicholas Ely here, trying to work yourself to the front of the field for back-to-back weeks here. Unfortunately, just not enough time to be able to jump up and make something happen there for the front 2 cars, but you're going to be pretty happy with the outcome of the evening after having that bad start, being able to rebound, picking up 17 spots, the hard charger on the evening, and being able to park yourself back up here for back-to-back weeks in a podium finish.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I mean, anytime you get a podium, it's always a good feeling. But having the bad pill draw and then just not being able to make any ground in the heat, knew we'd have to start in the back of the B main, and just staying clean and dodging all the trouble there to get into a transfer, and then just going into the A main with with the same game plan, just to stay out of try to dodge the trouble, stay out of trouble. Hopefully I didn't use up all my luck this week, from coming back from the bad pill draw and avoiding those big wrecks there. But definitely happy that the night ended the way it did.
Absolutely, definitely nothing to hang your head about. Picking up 17 spots on the racetrack and keeping the likes of some of these very, very good, talented drivers back there behind you. When you look back there, you see some guys that have been around the scene for a while, some guys that are hot on the scene and having some great runs. When you look at Matt George and Mario Perez, Nathan Smith, Jeremiah Johnson, Tristan Sykes, so many great talented drivers back there behind you. Devin Udaly and Skyler Pruitt and all these other cars. Being able to keep them back at bay, keeping them behind you, and only having your teammate and Nicholas Ely in front of you is going to feel pretty dang good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, it just having a podium period is always a good feeling. But just to be able to bounce back like we did tonight, that makes it even better. Just there was definitely some luck involved there. Getting the restart on the bottom, more times than not early, and then just being able to be just far enough back to avoid some of those big wrecks and pick up spots that way. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Absolutely. Well, last week we saw you nothing but good. This week, a little bit of luck and very, very fast car once again, as well as you were hooked up here in this one. You come home in position number 3 and back-to-back weeks up inside the top 3 here, and definitely a hot start to the season for you as you're looking to be the Hometown Hero Series champion here in a few more weeks as the series is going to come to a close in a quick hurry. You keep having runs like these and good rebound nights like you had here in this one. It's going to be, pretty good opportunity for you to pick up another championship.
Yeah, man, that's all we can really hope for is just the nights that you do have bad pill draws, just try to make the most of it, and then not try to get too much, just do what you can, and then the nights that you do have the good pill draw, that's when you got to really capitalize and make sure you get the good finishes.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Brandon, a great finish, a great run here for you in this one. Who would you like to thank for such a strong performance here again this evening?
I just got to give a shout out to everybody with Hot Lap Heroes, especially the other guys in the league. Everybody made the race tonight. Some of those guys had some bad luck, in the A and didn't get the finishes they wanted. But we all made the shows, and especially a shout out to Jacob for running second there. He had a really good night. Just shout out to Matt and Tristan and all those guys that put this league on. I know it's a pain, dealing with all of us and the headache of handling everything. Then shout out to you with the broadcast, man. You always do an awesome job. And got to give a shout out to my wife for putting up with this crap, being in here after, almost midnight, in here racing with these guys.
Absolutely. Definitely a bit of a late night, and definitely a good shout out there to the wife letting you jump in here and enjoy the fun and getting on here onto the simulator, almost every single night and battling and duking it out here with all these drivers. We got Matt Fletchel, the admin up in the booth here. He's saying that you borrowed Bobby's tires and that it's a $5K fine. He says those things were higher than Willie Nelson and that you own that $5K check by tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Man, I don't know what he's talking about. I plead the fifth.
I think Matty might be as high as Willie Nelson right now as well, so I don't blame you on that one. But man, Brandon, a great run, a great drive. You parked that 37 ride back-to-back weeks up inside the top 3. Not the win you were hoping for to going back-to-back, but a great rebound evening and a solid performance here out of that 37 ride. Brandon, congratulations on the great run. Congratulations on the great drive. And we look forward to seeing you back out on the racetrack next Monday, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here again in the top 3.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Brandon Marlowe. Is Marlowe coming home there in position number 3? Matty says, not yet. Not yet. We've been doing all day, Matty. You've had all day to toke up. No, I'm just kidding. Man, what a run, what a race, what a drive, man. These guys put on an absolutely amazing show here for race number 2 of the Hometown Hero Series presented by Black Diamond Mafia, man. These guys put on another amazing race, another amazing battle. Lap after lap, lap after lap out there on the racetrack. And there was a few more caution flags this week than we saw last week. That's going to happen here or there. Drivers just trying to get everything they can. And obviously, mistakes are made. That's racing. Nobody's perfect. People will make mistakes. Things will happen. It's racing. And that's why we all love doing what we do. That's why we all love jumping out there and racing with each other and racing and beating and banging and battling. And, sometimes things go astray in a quick hurry. Sometimes things are a little bit out of your hands. Sometimes you just, in the wrong place at the wrong time and just nowhere to go. But nonetheless, it's always that fun and good times and good thing that is iRacing and not real-life racing, where drivers can go down and get quick repairs and get their cars fixed up and back it onto the racetrack and not have to worry about, actual spending thousands of dollars to repair a race car after making that mistake or getting tied up in someone else's incidents out there on the racetrack. It's just some hurt feelings and not hurt body or hurt race cars for real life racing, where that's the totally other aspect of it. But man, a great race and a great run here all evening long by these drivers. Man, they made this a lot of fun, a very great night. A huge shout out to my boy Skylar Pruitt again with the fucking massive star bombs here on the evening. I appreciate you, Skylar, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. Huge shout out to Mr. Pruitt once again, coming in with the big love. Love you too, brother. Love you. Always coming in, showing the love and everything else. And we'll have to get you up in the booth here for one of these other races, one of these nights when I know you're free. And definitely gonna be trying to head down to Iowa sometime this year, maybe closer towards Boone Nationals maybe, and see if we can get down there and see all the central U.S. fan base and do a little meet and greet and get everyone together and just have a bit of a party and watch some racing down there in the U.S. as that's definitely something that's on my bucket list to do here, that is for certain. But listen, can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. Welcome to the Peacemaker family. I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming in and being a part of the fam. And I can't wait to see you guys all back here tomorrow evening as we go back to Green Flag Racing with the HCK Beagles as their first race of the playoffs gets kicked off tomorrow night. And we're going to get ready to see those drivers duke it out in the Truck Series for the first race of the playoffs tomorrow evening. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a great show, and we look forward to seeing all you guys back up here in the grandstands. But peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for tuning in. Much love, peace and love. See you guys here in the next one.